Good morning, good afternoon, class. I am recording this video as I am uploading the Solubility lab, so there might be some confusion. The reason I've held off uploading the qualitative analysis is one, it's very, very simple, and I wish we did this lab in class. It's actually fun. But two, because I wanted to explain what's going on. A lot of the students who have had this lab are very confused on what to do with it, and that's why I made this video for them too. Okay. So you all should received a data packet. Okay. So this is a lot of gobbledygook. Am I showing my screen? I'm not showing my screen. I do apologize for that. There you go. Should receive a data packet. There we go. This data packet has a lot of gobbledygook, but each of these is a test. So I'll tell you the concept of the lab, and then this is what the lab is supposed to be. So this lab is qualitative analysis, not quantitative. All the labs we've done so far were quantitative, which means we found numbers. This is qualitative. This is where we're finding descriptions of stuff. Chemistry has a bit of both. That's why we have one whole lab dedicated to this. So in this test, if you guys were in lab, we would have done a series of tests to identify things. First up is solubility in water, which means does it dissolve in water? So for example, Paris of plaster. Put that in water, it forms a lumpy mass. It doesn't dissolve. If I put chalk in water, it doesn't dissolve. If I put cornstarch in water, it doesn't dissolve. Everything else will dissolve in water. So, going to solubility worksheet, tell me if it dissolves or not dissolves. Okay, next, acetic acid test. You're adding acetic acid to it. If there is observation, so no reaction means no reaction, but no reaction. Bubbles mean there is a reaction, but bubbles. Iodine test. We're adding iodine to see if it changed colors. No reaction, no reaction, no reaction. Hey, it added, there was a change of colors. Benedict's test. This is testing for glucose or sugar. You notice everything else is blue except glucose. The Benedict's test is working. Okay. pH test. Everything has a pH. Just tell me the pH of it. NaOH test. We're adding NaOH. This tells me if it's an acid or not. Participant. So no participant means no reaction. Put that. Put participant. Remember, all of this is going inside of these things here. Okay. You could put if there is no result, you could put NA, or you could put no results. Okay. Once you fill all that in, here comes your unknown. The unknown is different per class. So, if you have unknown 1, you've done a solubility test. It has dissolved. Okay. Now, if I go all the way back up to the dissolved, right, it eliminates this guy, and this guy. So now it must be one of these guys. Okay. What's the next test? It's a game, see? Iodine test, no reaction. Okay. So the iodine test, no reaction. Well, that doesn't help us at all. Okay. What about acetic acid test? It bubbles. Well, that's good. That narrows it down, right? So it's got to be between washing soda, baking soda, and chalk. But it can't be chalk because chalk it's not dissolved. So now we're between 2. Great. Okay. What's the next one? Acetic acid. So it's going to be dark blue. Ooh. Let's find out. pH. So which one's dark blue? Dark green, dark blue. Ooh, they're both going to be kind of bluish color. So let's tell between those two. That doesn't help us. Okay. What's next? Sodium hydroxide, no participation. That doesn't help us. Benedict's test is blue. So I would say dark blue is between those two. Dark blue, green, dark green, blue. My bad. Dark green, blue. So between those two. Those two are very similar to each other. That's why they're acting. But that's what we're going to do. You got to guess between those two. Unknown. Fill it in. Tell me unknown number. Tell me what it is. You do have to make a flow chart. The flow chart will be for all the tests. So you basically go, you have a substance, right? You can make this into thing, take a picture of it in paper, okay? If it's non-soluble, put it over here. If it's soluble, you move onwards, stuff like that. That's what the flowchart 1A is for. Flowchart A2 is for your unknown. So you go, you're unknown. What you do? Okay, where'd you go next? Type of thing. You just make a flowchart. Very simple. You've made flowcharts before. Okay. I've told you the difference between qualitative and quantitative. Quantitative, numbers. Qualitative is data, sounds, smells, colors, other things you can't quantify with numbers. Other substances that added bubbles in the acetic acid test. What do they have in common? I don't know. So look it up. Acetic acid test. Okay. Bubbles. Okay. NaCO3. Bubbles. NaCO3. Okay. Bubbles. Ca. So it can't be Na. Okay. Hey, it's the CO3. Okay. So CO3. So what type of gas is being formed from that? Well, what gas do you think? Please put that. Based on the test, list each compound, right? Based off its polarity. So, for example, what's the polar? Is it polar or is it non-polar? Based off solubility type of thing. Is it an acid or base based off of its reacting to sodium hydroxide or not? Is it glucose? That type of thing. Okay. This part where the most difficult, easy, just make something up. We're not really grading it. This is more inside person. This is more in lab. But if you were in lab, it's Benedict's test. Very, very sensitive test, but it's fun. Okay. There you go, guys. That's how you do that lab. Very, very simple. Okay. See ya.